Classes. Classes. Because Python is object-oriented programming language, so classes are very important thing to know, and it's very effective rule in writing codes. Classes can be represented real-world things exactly like a blueprint. Almost everything in Python is objects, but classes are just like a blueprint, but classes themselves are not objects. Classes can create objects that are called instances. To create a class, simply we can do as keyword class, your class name, parentheses, colon. Then you can put your variables, functions, as many as code you need to perform. Note, first letter of the class name is always capital. So, to create an object of a class, your object name equal your class name, parentheses. See next lecture to know how to create a class object. Thank you for watching. Create a class. Open brackets. Okay, for example, to create a class, type class person. Make sure the P of person is capital, and then put parentheses, colon. So, inside class person, put your functions and variables. Okay, I will start with defining function insert with its parameters are self, name, age, ID number, colon. Self here is important, which means the function itself to store the passing values from the function calling the variable. So type self.name equal name, self.age equal age, self.id number equal ID number. Make sure the indentation is very important. Now, I will create another function called output, parentheses, self inside the parentheses, colon. This function will show the inserted values, name, age, ID number in the insert function. Okay, now print inside the output function string your name is space plus self.name plus your age is plus self.age plus string your ID is plus self.id number. Okay, sounds cool. Now we have declared our blueprint or class. So that's it for now, and follow the next lecture to see how to make a class object. Thanks for watching. Create a class instance or object. As you can see here, this is our previous class that we declared. So now, to create a class instance or a class object, simply type the name of the instance or the object that you want to create it, such as J equal person parentheses. Okay, the J object has the functions and variables that are declared in the class person. So if we need to call the function insert in the object J, we simply can type J dot insert parenthesis quotation marks John comma quotation marks 33 comma quotation marks any ID numbers. Good. Then I will call the output function to print things that I have put in the function insert. After that, try that on terminal. Alright, as you can see here we got an error. Do you know why we got that error? It's actually because the indentation. You need to take out the indentation after you declare the class to go back to the main program. Pretty cool. That's all for now. Thank you very much for watching. Constructor init function. Constructor init function. Init function is a built-in function in Python, and it's the constructor of the class. Constructor is called whenever a new object of the class is created, and it should be called only during creating the object. Self parameter in the init function refers to the instance or the object itself, and it's important to use it if you want to use a constructor in your class. Let's see how. Okay, first go to brackets. As you can see, we have our class person. Now I will show you how to use the constructor of the class. Type def underscore underscore init underscore underscore parenthesis self name age ID number colon. Then self.name equal name, self.age equal age, self.id number equal ID number or ID num whatever it is. Next, type our output function. Okay, now we are in the main of the program. To use the constructor of the class, create an object such as John equal person, parenthesis, quotation marks John, 33, and put any ID numbers. Alright, so during creating the object, we passed the arguments to the constructor of the class. Then type John the output function. After that, try that on terminal. Really nice. The constructor of the class works well. Thank you for watching. Accessing variables or functions of an object. If you have a class object and you want to access its variables or functions, it's really easy to do so. First, open brackets. As you can see, this is our previous code. So to access class objects, variables, or functions, Type the object name the class name, such as John.name. But I want to print now, so it will be John.name. We actually use the dot to access the variables or functions. Now try that on terminal. Cool, printed John well. Watch out now. I will print age, ID number, and output function. Nice, all of them work well. Thanks for watching. Creating multiple instances of a class. First, go to brackets. We have our person class here, so it's very easy to make multiple instances of a class. Such as j equal person, make a constructor, quotation marks John, comma, 46, comma, put any ID number you like. You also be able to do another object class. You actually can do as many as instances you like. Such as m equal person, make a constructor, quotation marks Melissa, comma, quotation marks 55, comma, any ID number you like. Okay, then use j the output and m the output to print them on terminal. Pretty nice, multiple objects work well. As you can see, all of these lectures are just examples for you, so you need to do that by your computer. Thank you very much.